Hi and welcome to another cool smartphone video. Today we're going to have a bit of a software run through of the Pebble Time user interface on this, my very own Pebble Time. So first I apologize about the lighting. It's a little bit difficult to get this thing lit up at the correct angle. But as you can see here, we are on our watch mode. And you can clearly see that we have the button on this side here. This is a multi-function button. It's also used to wake the watch if you didn't have the backlight turned on, which I do. On the other side we've got three buttons there, an up, a middle and a down. So if I were to press the up button, you will see that the watch goes into something called timeline mode. Now timeline mode is essentially, it will pull events in from your calendar and also weather. So if I was to continue to press the down button, it goes back through the watch and it will now take me to tomorrow, and I can see the events that I've got happening tomorrow. When the sunrise will be, alarms, when the sunset will be, and any all day events as well. As you can see, I don't really have much going on. Coming out of that, if we press the multifunction button on the right again, it takes us back to our watch mode. Now in our watch mode, this is designed to be an always-on e-ink screen. There's various different ones you can have. I have opted for one that does not include a second display, as in time in seconds. The reason for this is it causes the ink display to refresh more frequently, therefore draining battery life. If I press the middle key, you see we can go into the menu. At the top we've got settings, that's always there, that's fixed, and then I've got music as my second one, notifications, the Misfit app, which will allow me to keep track of my steps, stopwatch, timer, alarms, watch face selections, Evernote, dialer for Pebble, and that's it. I believe you can have many apps. I've not actually tried to see how many you can get, but unlike the original Pebble where you had a restraint of, I believe, 8 apps on the watch at any time, you can have more. Now the stopwatch and the timer app, these are new additions to the OS as of version 3.2, I believe, and in the process of me writing the review, in fact yesterday I got an update to 3.3. Now 3.3 adds a couple of other features. Mainly though, it just improves the animations and the reliability of the watch. It's more of a bug fix than anything else. Something, it's gone back to the time there, something you will notice, as I do have a sticker around the edge of the watch. This sticker was supplied by Slick Wraps, as was the screen protector. This is something that I do think is actually really important for any potential Pebble Time owner, as the watch face is much more prone to scratching than, say, your typical smartphone face would be, due to the fact that it is on your wrist, as is the bezel. The bezel is a brushed aluminium finish, so it does scuff up quite easily. Going back into the apps though, so the music controls, pretty straightforward. You've got your top button is back, your bottom button is forward, and play is the middle button. If however you press and hold the top or the bottom button, you get volume control, and the same if you hold it down. When I have this hooked up with my phone next to it, which if I can get around the right way, and I press the play button, it will start the playback. as you can see there, and then I can skip back and indeed skip forward seamlessly, and it will also tell me what music is playing. So we'll pause that. Now I have actually started to use the Pebble as my music control for my watch when I'm on the go. I find it a lot easier to do that than I do digging my phone out of my pocket or using the in-mic remotes. Coming out of that, we're now going to go down to notifications. Now I get a lot of notifications through the day. I'm not the best person in the world for clearing them, but I can go into the notifications and I can read the notifications on my watch. And this is actually one of the primary reasons why I was interested in this watch. Now I've read that one. If I want to, I can now dismiss it. Actually, sorry, correction. I cannot dismiss it from the notification menu. If I attend to the notification as and when I get it, I can dismiss it from there. However, in the notification menu, I can clear all from in there. And you get this nice little question mark saying, do you want to clear history? Yes, and a wee animation of a shredder, which is quite a nice touch. Moving down to Misfit, if you've used a Pebble before, you'll be familiar with the Misfit interface, and you can see there I haven't quite reached my step count for today, so I need to do a little bit more. But it's very basic functionality. That's it, just synced with my device. Now if I press in again, it will sync again. If I press down, it will give me my weekly activity and my sleep activity. So I actually managed to get a decent night's sleep last night for once. And there's my average sleep as well. So you do get quite a bit of information on there. Similar information to what you would get from most other smartwatches. Coming out of that, oh, something to say on Misfit. It doesn't allow you to actually tie it in with the Misfit app. Unfortunately, this is something that I do think Misfit need to work on. Stopwatch, fairly straightforward. It is just a stopwatch, and you can set it to go. You can lap time, and you can erase everything. Fairly straightforward. Timer, more of the same really. Just while it loads up. This is the actual loading animation. It normally doesn't take too long. Set your timer again. Up button, we'll put it up. Down, we'll put it down. Middle, we'll select the next option. Okay, and that is something that is frequented throughout the entire operating system whenever you have a selection option. Alarms, like any modern watch, not even a smartwatch these days, you can have multiple alarms. You can have it for multiple days of the week, you can have it repeating, so on and so forth. Very, very similar to the timer, where if you press up, it will go up, down, it will go down. Okay, won't dwell on that too much. Watch faces. Now this is really where the Pebble comes into kind of its own in a way. You can customize your watch faces. So here we've got a GoldenEye style theme for all those film aficionados out there. Quite a nice one. And then we've got this one. When I get back to that, sorry for the notification there, my apologies. You'll notice my watch didn't attend to that notification, and that is because I have it silenced during the evening, so not as to disturb me. This one here, this is Pebble. Now Pebble is a little dude, kind of similar to Tamagotchis, if anyone is young enough watching this to remember that. And you can see that Pebble is a little animated guy on your screen, and you can see him do various different things through the day. When Pebble gets bored, he asks you to walk around. He will also ask you to feed him when the battery runs out and things like that. Quite a nice wee touch. But there's hundreds and hundreds of these watch faces available, and you can, as I said, you can customize them by using that watch face tool. And Evernote. Now Evernote is something that I do use very, very frequently. So I have a lot of passwords that I need to remember in my day-to-day work. Now Now it's all well and good, I could dig out my phone and I could get them off there, but it's not always the most convenient or easiest thing to do. So what I've done is I have got it synced with my Pebble, and if I go into Rotors for Work, for example, it will give me, if I had any in there, it would give me an overview of my rotors. Let's just go back into my notebook, and you can see here I've got a shopping list, so I can pick up my shopping, make sure I don't disappoint the missus when I'm out, and that's just a wee checklist. So very, very similar functionality to what you would get on, again, any other smart device really, but very, very handy, and I use that practically every single day. You can also set your reminders, checklists, anything you can do in Evernote you can really do on the watch. It does need authentication on the watch, and it will need re-authenticated every year, I believe. Dialer is the last app I have on here, and Dialer, what it will actually allow you to do is it will allow you to essentially dial a contact from your recent call list from your Pebble. It's something I've played around with. I've not really used it that much, to be honest with you, mainly because it only really does this. It goes to a loader screen and really doesn't go any further. But that is a very simple overview of the Pebble Time interface. It is very, very simple to use. It's different from any other smartwatch I've ever really used, and it is possible with a little bit of practice to actually manage most of the things without looking at the watch. For instance, skipping tracks, you can do that without looking at it, etc, etc. Just to give you a quick look at the back, you've got your Kickstarter backer, because this was Kickstarter, and up here these are your charging contacts. Not the best charging solution, if I'm honest. It's a little bit fiddly and it can easily come disconnected. Just to show you how you would swap the strap, you'll see here there's a small pin. This is a quick release strap. Pulling the pin back, the strap then comes out, and you're free to pop in another strap. The other thing that the pogo pins is going to get used for in the hopefully imminent future is to have smart strap accessories. Now I'm hoping that these are going to start coming out soon. What I'm really hoping for is they somehow integrate a heart rate monitor into the smart strap, or a GPS or something like that. Something that I do really miss from this device is a Gmail, sorry, not a Gmail, a Google Maps like sat-nav interface. I used to use that a lot when I was walking around unfamiliar cities, like I did when I was in Barcelona with my smartwatch 3, and it did allow me to not have to look at my watch and potentially make myself a target for mugging. So that's just a quick overview of the Pebble Time interface. If you've got any questions, feel free to pop them below. If you want to find out any more about this watch, then read up the full review on coolsmartphone.com, and you can also put comments on the article as well. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you didn't like it, please let us know why you didn't like it as well. And check out more videos like this from coolsmartphone.com. Cheers, bye.